Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your English class. Today, we are going to start a new chapter in your Moments book. As you all know that we have already completed two chapters. Chapter number 1, The Lost Child. Chapter number 2, The Adventures of Toto. Chapter number 3 was The Iswaran the Storyteller, as the chapter has been deleted from your syllabus. So we are going to start today chapter number 4, In the Kingdom of the Fools. First of all, we will try to understand the title of the story. What is the title? The title of the story is In the Kingdom of the Fools. Here we need to understand the word kingdom means empire or the state. So in a way we can say that in this story there is a story about a state, about an empire where which is ruled by the fool's idiot person. The story is a folktale. Folktale is a story that is told to us in our society, in our surroundings, from our elders, and that goes from one generation to the another generation. Let us start this chapter. First of all, we will have a very brief introduction of the chapter. This story is a Kannada folktale. Folktale is a story which is passed on from one generation to another. It is taken from the book Folk Tales from India, written by Ramanujan. First of all, let us discuss the title of the story. In the Kingdom of Fools, which means the state where people are not so wise, they are not intelligent. In this story, the king, his ministers, and advisors are fools. That means they are not wise and intelligent enough. When this kind of people rule the kingdom, then what happens, that has been shown in the story. So let us see the part 1 of the story. This chapter is about a kingdom where the ministers, the kings, and everybody was fool. Even it was a kingdom of the fools. The ministers and the king and his advisors, they thought that why should they run their state like others? They should do something different in this in their state. So the king gave an order that was a unique order. Nobody might have heard about such an order before that. The order of the king was that from nowadays, from today's, sorry, not nowadays, from today's onwards, in the state, days will be treated as night and nights will be treated as dead. So, day, it means whatever things you do during the day, now you have to do all these things during the night, and whatever things you do during the night, you have to do during the day. They said that people will be awake during the night and they will be doing their work in their fields, their business during the dark, when it becomes dark. And at the same time they also said that, and as soon as it becomes dark, it becomes the sun, it becomes the day, the sun comes out, everybody will go for a sleep. This was a very strange order, and they also said that if anybody disobeys this law, then the person will be punished with a given a death punishment. People became afraid and they started doing the way the king had ordered. When the king saw that everybody was doing the same way as they have ordered, they thought that their plan was very successful and they were happy. One day it so happened that in the state there came two persons from outside. One was a guru, a teacher, and another was his disciple. Disciple means, in a way, you can say his student. When both of them came to the city or the kingdom, it was broad daylight. It was a very fine city, it was a very beautiful city. They wandered here and there, but they could not find anybody. Everybody was sleeping at that time. Even the Cattle have been taught that they have to sleep during the day. Such a strict was the order of the king. Even not a mouse was moving here and there, and they were very much surprised, amazed that what has happened, that why there is no people in in this city. But as soon as it became evening, it became dark. Suddenly, all of everyone got up and they started doing their work. So that was so this made both of them very much surprised. Now it so happened that as they were wandering, they were moving here and there in the city, in the kingdom for the whole day. They became tired and they were also very hungry. So they went to a grocery shop to buy something. And when they reached over their shop, that shop, they were very much surprised to find it that everything cost the same, means the price of everything was same. Everything was being sold over there for the price of a single dudu. Dudu is the currency that those persons were using. Whatever you buy, whether you buy banana, whether you buy rice, whether you buy anything, the price of all these things was only a single dudu. This the guru and his disciple, both of them were very happy that how nice it is thing. Whatever you buy, you do not have to spend a lot of money. And they have never heard about anything like that in their whole life. They bought a lot of things and they did not spend even more than 1 rupee. What happened after that, when they have cooked and eaten, then the guru, who was a very wise person, he realized that this place is not a good uh, good place for the intelligent, for the normal people. So he told his disciple that it would not be safe for them to stay in the kingdom of the fools. He said, they all are fools. This won't last very long, and you cannot tell what they will do to you next. But the disciple was not ready to leave the place because good and the cheap food was available there. Now Guru tried his level best to make the disciple understand that he should leave that place and go to some other place. But the disciple found that no, he said that no, I will not go. And finally Guru said that do whatever you like to do. The disciple stayed over there, and because he was a greedy person, he was a great foodie, means he used to eat a lot of food, and he found things very cheap. He ate a lot of things like bananas, ghees, rice, wheat, and not what. And very soon he became a completely healthy person, fit, a very fat person. Now there comes a change in the story. It so happened that a thief entered in the house of a merchant. Merchant means businessman. Making a hole in his house wall, he entered in his house. He looted the things, and while he was trying to come out of the house through the wall which he has made in the through the hole which he had made in the wall, suddenly the wall fell down on his head and he died on the spot. Now the brother of the thief went to the king. He complained the king, sir, the merchant built a very weak wall, and under which when my brother was doing his business means when he was doing his work, means when he was stealing something, the wall fell down and he died. He requested the king, my majesty, my lord, your highness, there should be justice. A person has died, his death should not go in vain, there should be some justice. The king heard this and he said that be assured there will not be any injustice to you. And he ordered that the merchant should be brought. The merchant was brought in the courtroom. And the king asked him, were there in a house when he entered in your house? The merchant said yes. Then the king said that I think that you made a very weak wall, because of that this person died. So you are uh, guilty of his death and you will be punished. Now the businessman became surprised. He thought that how can I be responsible for that? But he cannot say anything to king. So he he thought for some time and he said to king, sir, I want to make a request to you. Actually, that wall was not built by me. It was built up by my father, and it was not built. And there was a person, a bricklayer. Bricklayer means the person who makes the wall. There was a person who made this wall. So I hope that this was the mistake of that person who made the wall, and he should be punished. I know that person. Where does he live? He lives nearby. The king said, okay, you are somewhat, you to some extent you are right. You will not be punished. Let that person be called. Now the bricklayer, the person who made the wall, he was called. The king said to him that you made a very weak wall, and under the weak wall this person's uh, brother died, so you are responsible for that and you will be punished for that. Now the bricklayer wanted to save his life, so he said, sir, before you give your decision, I want to make a request to you. Please listen to me. After that you give your decision. He said, sir, I think, the bricklayer said, sir, I think that it was not my mistake. Actually, when I was making that wall on that day, there was a dancing girl. Dancing girl means dancer. There was a dancing girl who was moving up and down in the street. Means he was coming and going with his anklets. Anklets is a ornament that women wear uh, in their feet. It is near their ankles. So she said that her anklets were jingling, मतलब पायल की झनकार. Her anklets were jingling, and I was young at that time. She was beautiful, and I was distracted from my work. I started looking at that girl. That's why I made a weak wall. So I hope that it is not I who is responsible for this uh, weak wall, for the weak wall. Rather, see, the dancing girl who distracted me from my the dancing girl who distracted me from my work, she is responsible for that and she should be punished for that. Now the king said that this case is not that easy. It has become very complicated. Let us that dancing girl be called. The dancing girl who used to live nearby, she was called. At that time she was very young, but now she has become very old woman. The king told her as she was walking up and down in the street. She distracted the bricklayer. As a result, he made a weak wall, and because of that weak wall, the thief died. So she must be punished for that. So this is the thing that we are going to do in today's chapter. We will see the next part in the next class. Thank you all.